Hello everyone, I'm Aratruka Bhaumek and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts Today on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country today. We will begin with developments to the Supreme Court of India and then move on to High Courts and other subordinate courts. If you like our content, then it would mean a lot to us if you could like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's begin. The Supreme Court of India today reserved judgment on a batch of petitions challenging the decision taken by the central government 6 years ago to demonetize the currency notes of Rs 500 and Rs 1000 denominations. A constitution bench comprising Justices S. Abdul Nazir, B.R. Gavai, A.S. Bopanna, V. Ramasubramaniam and B.V. Nagaratna heard arguments in a batch of 58 petitions. The bench allowed parties to submit written submissions by December 10th. The court also asked the central government and the Reserve Bank of India today to produce the relevant records, pursuant to which the Attorney General for India said that the relevant documents will be produced before the Supreme Court in a sealed cover. We have made a detailed video outlining the arguments advanced during prior hearings, the link to which has been given in the description box below. Please do check it out. Today, the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, made an important announcement in the Supreme Court of India. He announced the launch of the Supreme Court Mobile App 2.0. While urging lawyers in the courtroom to start using the application, CJI Chandrachud stated that the app was ready to use for the Android users. He added, and I quote here, "It's available on Google Store, please use it." He further stated that for iOS users, the application would be made available for usage in a week's time. JNU scholar and activist Sharjil Imam has moved the Supreme Court of India seeking to expunge the remarks made by the Delhi High Court against him while denying bail to Umar Khalid in the Delhi riots conspiracy case. The High Court had said that Sharjil Imam was arguably at the head of the conspiracy with whom Umar Khalid was in touch. The High Court had also cited certain instances of alleged meetings between the duo to hold that Khalid was a part of the larger conspiracy behind the riots which took place in northeast Delhi during February 2020. A review petition has been filed by the All India Backward Classes Federation against the majority judgment of the Constitution Bench judgment of the Supreme Court upholding the validity of the 103rd Constitutional Amendment, which introduced the provisions for reservation for the economically weaker sections, that is the EWS Quota. The judgment by a 3:2 majority had upheld the validity of the 103rd Constitutional Amendment, which had introduced a 10% reservation for the economically weaker sections in education as well as public employment. While Justices Dinesh Maheshwari, Bela M. Trivedi and J.B. Pardiwala had upheld the 103rd Constitutional Amendment, Justices Ravinder Bhatt wrote a dissenting judgment which was concurred with by the then Chief Justice of India, U.U. Lalit. Earlier this month, in fact, DMK had also filed a review petition against the impugned judgment. A plea seeking intervention of the Supreme Court of India in senior advocate designations in the Madras High Court, owing to low representation of women in the posts, was mentioned before a bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice P.S. Narasimha today. The bench refused to grant an urgent listing to the matter, stating that these issues such as this does not require out-of-turn intervention from the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India has converted a writ petition filed under Article 32 into a special leave petition filed under Article 136 to consider the legality of a High Court order which had quashed a case against a school teacher for allegedly molesting his student based on a compromise with the family members. A bench comprising Justices Ajay Rastogi and Bela M. Trivedi was considering a writ petition filed by a third party, highlighting that the High Court has quashed the criminal case against the government school teacher based on a compromise. Providing its current stand on the issue of extending the benefit of reservation, available to the scheduled caste community to Dalits who have converted to other faiths, the Solicitor General of India, Tushar Mehta, today informed the Supreme Court that the Union government has decided to not go by the report of the Raghunath Mishra Commission report and has instead appointed a new commission headed by former CJI Justice K.G. Balakrishnan to examine this issue. A 3-member commission has been appointed in October this year to examine the issue whether scheduled caste status can be granted to Dalits who have converted to religions other than Sikhism and Buddhism. A writ petition has been filed before the Supreme Court challenging the constitutional validity of sections 3.12.14 of the Uttar Pradesh Gangsters and Anti-Social Activities Prevention Act of 1986, along with the relevant rules of the Uttar Pradesh Gangster and Anti-Social Activities Prevention Rules of 2021, stating that these provisions are ultra-virus as they are violative of Articles 14, 19 and 21 of the Constitution of India, and also that they offend the principles of natural justice. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud agreed to list the matter next week after an urgent mentioning was made by a counsel in the morning today. The Supreme Court of India has remarked that a visually impaired person appearing for the examination for the advocate on record, that is the AOR examination, could not be provided with a scribe who was an LLB degree holder or a lawyer. This remark was made in a matter mentioned on behalf of a visually impaired lawyer who was unable to get a clearing for his scribe who was an LLB degree holder to assist him in the AOR examination. The matter was mentioned before a bench comprising CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice P.S. Narasimha. Days after the messaging app disclosed their identity details, the Delhi High Court has issued summons to the Telegram users accused by the India Today group of infringing its trademark as well as copyrights. On November 29, Telegram had placed on record the identity, or that is the basic subscriber information of the defendants, in a sealed cover before the High Court. The parties were directed by the High Court to keep the information confidential. However, the court has clarified that disclosure to government authorities or police is permissible. A Delhi court today resolved its order on the plea move by student activist Umar Khalid for interim bail for 2 weeks in the larger conspiracy of the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots. Khalid has sought the interim bail to attend his sister's marriage ceremony. Additional Sessions Judge Amitav Rawat will pronounce the order on Monday. Khalid has been in custody since September 2020. He was denied bail by a special bench of Justice Siddharth Mridul and Justice Rajneesh Bhatnagar on October 18th this year. The Kerala High Court has criticized the notification issued barring female students going out of the hostel of Government Medical College Kozhikode after 9:30 p.m, questioning as to why should there be a curfew for girls alone when there are no such restrictions for boys. The court in this particular case was considering a plea moved by a certain girl student of Government Medical College Kozhikode against the impugned notification issued by the Higher Education Department barring female students from going out of the hostel after 9:30 p.m. Thank you. Keep watching Courts Today on LiveLaw for more such updates. See you tomorrow.